Audio Jungle.
An American ISIS bride begging to return to the U.S. after ending up in a refugee camp in Syria could be jailed for decades upon her return, legal experts say. Hoda Muthana, 24, left her home in Hoover, Alabama, in 2014 to join the so-called Islamic State before using Twitter to call for American Muslims to launch terror attacks on Memorial Day. She now acknowledges making a huge mistake in running away to Syria and wants to return home, but experts say doing so could land her with up to 60 years in jail. New York defense lawyer Michael Baklich, who helped represent the first former Guantanamo Bay detainee to be tried in a civilian court, told the New York Post that Muthana can certainly be charged with attempted material support of terrorism, as well as a conspiracy count. With each count it could be a 15 to 20-year max, which could run consecutively, he added. Former Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz added that coming back to the U.S. would be a risky move for Muthana. Meanwhile, New York lawyer Jeffrey Hoffman added that her tweets calling for Memorial Day attacks could lead to a charge of inciting a riot. Both Hoffman and Baklich agreed that Muthana is unlikely to lose her American citizenship despite joining the terror group, and added that there is no legal basis to deprive her of a trial in civilian court by sending her to a military tribunal. Hassan Shibli, who is representing the Muthana family, said that Hoda fully understands there is a risk to coming back, adding that she is willing to face the consequences of her actions. While in Syria, Muthana married 3 ISIS fighters, 2 of whom were killed during fighting against US-led coalition forces. She has ended up living in a squalid refugee camp, having fled the terror group's last stronghold in southeastern Syria. Muthana was 19 years old when she left the US and headed to Raqqa in Syria, where she would first marry an Australian jihadist and then a Tunisian man. Both died fighting for ISIS, and she recently married a Syrian, The Guardian reveals. During her time as a jihadi bride in ISIS's then capital Raqqa, she would use social media to spread hatred against non-Muslims and call for terror attacks in the US. In a 2015 tweet she wrote, "You have much to do, while you live under our greatest enemy, enough of your sleeping. Go on drive-bys and spill all of their blood, or rent a big truck and drive all over them." Veterans, Patriot, Memorial etc. Day parades. Go on drive-bys plus spill all of their blood, or rent a big truck and drive all over them. Kill them. Sick now, she is living in the tent city that is Al-Hol, also known as Al-Hol, a refugee camp in northern Syria some 200 miles away from ISIS's last front near the village of Bagaz by the Iraqi border. Speaking to The Guardian, Ms. Muthana claims she deeply regrets leaving the US and that she believed she was doing what was right according to Islam. I thought I was doing things correctly, for the sake of God," adding that she now believes she misunderstood her faith. "I was really young and ignorant, and I was 19 when I decided to leave." At the time when she left, her family pleaded with her to come home, and in an interview with BuzzFeed, her father said she had been brainwashed. The 24-year-old former University of Alabama student says she is worried about the future of her young child, a boy called Adam, whose father is her second ISIS husband, and is begging the U.S. and her family for forgiveness. "I believe that America gives second chances. I want to return, and I'll never come back to the Middle East. America can take my passport, and I wouldn't mind." Ms. Muthanna is one of more than 25,000 displaced people who have turned up in Al-Hol in recent weeks as US-backed forces closed in on ISIS's final sliver of territory in the Euphrates Valley, 200 miles away from the camp. Another Western ISIS bride living in the camp is 19-year-old Shamima Begum, who was just 15 when she and two classmates Khadija Sultana and Amira Abbas traveled from London's Bethnal Green to Syria in February 2015. Begum, like Ms. Muthanna, is pleading with authorities to be allowed to return to her home country as she fears for the future of her son. Conditions in the camp are better than on the road, but the makeshift tents, overcrowding and sparse resources pose a great health risk to children, with at least 29 dying in Al-Hol in the past 2 months, mainly because of hypothermia, the World Health Organization, WHO, said earlier this month.